Good evening, everyone. We thank you, all of you, for being us with today. Hi, I'm Vinisha here with my co-host Imran. Hello, Imran.
Hello, Vinisha.
Okay, thank you. It is very excited because we can witness that those who are with us at this time are those who are very skilled in the field related to the topic of our discussion today. They consist of expertise. So, the topic of our discussion today is unemployment during the pandemic COVID-19 in Malaysia.
As everyone is aware, our country will be rocked by a COVID-19 outbreak in 2020. This epidemic has had a direct negative impact on all aspects of our daily lives. Let me read the facts a little before we begin our discussion. The main issues in a country's economic development are employment and unemployment rate. Unemployment is a common phenomenon in a country with a dynamic labor market. Some unemployment occurs in a short period of time, which is a natural process for individuals who move from one job to another or from the realm of schooling to the job market. Other reasons for prolonged unemployment include difficulty finding work. In fact, the unemployment rate is a key indicator of the economic cycle's performance.
So, with that, I had like to delegate the next introduction for our discussion to Ari and Divya. Please proceed.
Thank you to our MC, Minisha and Imran. So the introduction, unemployment, those who are employable and actively looking for the work but unable to find work. People in the labor force who are working but not have suitable job in including in this category too. Unemployment is major problem since unemployed people not only lose money but also experience physical and mental health issues. High employment have social implication. Government expenditure extend beyond the payment of benefit of loss of workers' output, which is affect the gross domestic product GDP. Sorry. So beyond the picture above, so Malaysia unemployment situation during the last month of 2021. So the number of jobless people fell in 1.0%, which is 6.8 thousand people. Month of the month, 687.6 thousand people on November 2021, which is 694.4 thousand people, resulting in a lower December unemployment rate of 4.2%, which is November 2021 is 4.3 percentage. So thank you. I will pass to Vinisha. Sorry, Divya.
Okay, the next is about picture 2, which is in February 2022, the number of unemployed people fell by 1.3%, which is 671.8 thousand compared to January 2022, which is 680.4 thousand. As a result, the unemployment level in February fell to 4.1% compared to January, which is 4.2%. Witnessed a decline in the unemployment rate in Malaysia 2022, a large number of individuals continue to face unemployment issues. The decrease in unemployment level also not a greater percentage. We can observe that unemployment among Malaysians is rising after pandemic of COVID-19. Some employees are fired by organizations. On the other hand, fresh graduates are having difficulty finding work during pandemic of COVID-19. As a result, they are out of the work. Thank you.
All right, thank you for both of you for giving us this opportunity to discuss a very hot issue at this point.
Now let's see about the causes of unemployment during pandemic COVID-19 at Malaysia. Therefore, this talk is continued by Nur Aisyah Nabila binti Muhammad Husaini and Nur Emilia binti Ishaq.
Thank you for allowing sharing our point. Now we will look at the causes of unemployment during the pandemic of COVID-19 in Malaysia. The first point is that workers lost their job. Here, we can learn that the employment does all the work and the employee is the boss who assign the task to the employee. So, employee need to follow what the employer want. Yet, when a pandemic struck, employer did their best to save the company from incurring loss. Employers are also unable to pay all employees' salary, causing them to find a way to solve the problem by minimizing production costs, thus causing the employees themselves to be affected. So many employees who have long served to company lost the job even though the employees themselves do not want that to happen. The other point of mine is the employees quit their job voluntarily. During the COVID-19 pandemic, job loss was a common situation seen in society, regardless of those in high position or otherwise. Probably, retention workers provide deprivation as well as make it difficult for them to obtain rights as workers who argue that those rights may be able to defend their fate after losing their job. So many employees accept offer to resign voluntarily so that they are able to receive employees insurance system assistance by the Social Security Organization for a set period as opposite to being forcibly laid off by the employees to save the company by downsizing operation without compensation to employees. That's all for me. Now we will go to Aisha for the next courses.
Thank you to Elmilia and host. So, if Elmilia present the cause of unemployment from the point of view of existing employees, I would like to present the cause of unemployment from the point of view of fresh graduates. My first point is there are a number of selected sectors that are not allowed to operate, causing most of the fresh graduates to be unemployed. When most companies from various sectors had to close and some had to stop business operation due to huge loss, this has had a huge impact on fresh graduates. Although there are some sectors that are still operating, but the company certainly want to reduce business costs, so they did not open an offer for new recruitment. When there are no new recruits, then fresh graduate students face difficulties in getting jobs and have no choice but to be unemployed. Then my second point is that graduates also overchoose careers that suit their qualification, causing difficulty in finding employment as pandemic result in increased unemployment rate. Indeed, having certain qualification like a row of certificate give them an advantage to get a job and a nice job. Good job and nice job, I'm sorry. Yet, when a pandemic struck, most companies only offer job on a short-term or contract basis, while most fresh graduates are more willing to choose to wait until they are offered a long-term or permanent job. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for Emilia and Aisha. It is shown that this course gives many impacts and Malaysians faced so many troubles and challenges when they are unemployed. Without delaying, we continue to next part, which is challenges of unemployment during pandemic of COVID-19 at Malaysia by Nur Aisyah Azana binti Azuddin and Murni Suhana binti Muhammad Marikin. Please proceed.
Thank you, Vinisha. We really appreciate the opportunity to share the challenges with you guys. The COVID-19 pandemic nowadays has devastating economic consequences with millions of jobs lost globally. Aside from financial consequences, research has shown that unemployment during COVID-19 has a significant impact on a person's physiological and physical well-being. First and foremost, these research questions seek to identify the global challenges that were and continue to be faced as a result of the unemployment during this pandemic. However, this is due to the pandemic-associated mitigation initiative, such as lockdowns, which have a global impact on Malaysian economic operation. Then, on the economic front, the lockdown is turning into a knockout. The economy is collapsing with worsening negative effects on jobs, incomes, livelihoods, disrupting supply chains, upending business, poverty, hardships, and particularly among the most vulnerable. This day, young people have been particularly badly hit by this pandemic. The pandemic displaced far more young people than adults, with the consequence being felt most acutely in low-income countries. Other than that, the pandemic posed greater employment challenges in high-tech and digital-based manufacturers than in low-tech manufacturers. Heavy and non-essential manufacturers were particularly hard hit, resulting in partial or complete shutdowns. I will pass another point to Murni Suhana.
Following the outbreak, the Malaysian government announced to the enforcement of the Movement Control Order (PKP) to the public beginning March 18, 2020. This having an impact of the employment sector. From this, it has caused many people to lose their jobs and become unemployed. The unemployment challenge is that it affects households. As we know, the source of income is an important factor for the household to buy necessities, which are the basic needs of the household and something important. In addition, unemployment will also increase the crime rate in the country. This can happen because the absence of a job will cause an individual to be desperate to get something even if forced to use force. So, from what I explained, here you guys can see the challenge of unemployment during the pandemic is very dangerous and can bring a lot of harm either to individuals, society, and the country. That's all from me, so thank you.
So from this issue, we can see that Malaysians are facing various challenges of unemployment as a result of this pandemic. Clearly, the challenges involves all people, especially those who are in the main sector that are the pillar of the nation income, that is the economic sector. Now, let us see what the steps or ways to overcome this problem, which will be reviewed in further by our two panels, which are Mimi Atira Naziha binti Rosli and Khairul Asman binti Azhar. Please proceed.
Thank you to our MC. Honestly, we are very excited to be able to involve ourselves uh, in the discussion of the topic, which is very hot at that moment. So, without waste of time, I will elaborate my point, which is currently involved. The government has implemented the movement control order, which is MCO, in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19 pandemic widely. With this service, It can make it easily for buyer to not have to move to buy food and also save seller time. Uh, the seller just to need focus on sales manufacturing process only. Indirectly, it will open job opportunity for those unemployed to involve themselves in this job. Other than that, the way to be a food deliverment is the simple condition, and the facility will give them an attraction to work. For example, we can see that most of the people who deliver food, such as Food Panda, GrabFood, Quicksand, and others, are many more among young people. Next, assist the development of small and medium enterprise. Indirectly, some of them think that COVID-19 is the beginning for them to raise from life and push them to get out from the comfort zone. Some of them make the pandemic is the main point for them to do business on a small scale. This is because they already have medium to promote their sales, which is social media such as WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and others. This is so because when the pandemic is active, the government has implemented the Movement Control Order (MCO), uh, and all the work and study has to be done at home through online. Therefore, their time will be more with social media. However, the government must also be involved in helping the development of small and medium enterprise. Therefore, with support from the government such as capital assistance, promotion of SME production, and can provide employment opportunity and also can increase the capacity of local workforce. By providing stimulus package such as tax implementation, local children employment and skills scheme and skills guide are among the steps that can be taken. This proposal can be a stepping stone for local enterprise to continue and to grow, become a company known around the world. Therefore, by helping local small and medium enterprise can reduce the problem of unemployment in the country. I think that's all from me, and I will pass another point to Cairo Azman.
Thank you, Mimi and MC, for this opportunity. From my point, the government can work for an opening more industrial sector such as tourism areas in Pulau Langkawi, Tioman, Pangkor, and Redang. As we know, the tourism industry is one of the most important resources of the country's economy. For example, socio-economy in rural areas can develop such as opening restaurants, lodge, tour guides, and others. And in the city, the health tourism aspect can be emphasized and generated by private hospital while increasing the number of visitors and hotel in the surrounding area. This is because the health services in Malaysia are cheaper and more affordable. It is one of the objectives of tourists, and they do this health tourism activity because it is to save on the cost of services. For other points, the government should strive to attract and encourage foreign investors to invest in Malaysia. Among the important sectors to attract foreign investors is the tourism sector, in terms of hospitality, where investors are interested in working on shopping malls, building theme parks, and hotels. For example, just look at the success of Legoland's Genting Highland and Escape theme park that can attract tourists, especially from foreign countries, as each theme park has its own uniqueness and boasts a Malaysian names. This opened up problems of unemployment in Malaysia. That's all from me. Thank you.
So for our calculation is our conclusion is the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted working hours and income for workers around the world. As Malaysia enters a new phase of the COVID-19 wave, it is unknown where the peak will be as the new heights are reported daily. As the pandemic drags on and continues to affect people's bread and butter, fatigue will set in, which will result in Malaysian society circumventing the current standard operating procedures SOP in COVID-19 prevention strategies or measures. We have seen this in countries like Indonesia and India, where live livelihoods have exceeded SOP for COVID-19 prevention. Effective measures to tackle economic problems are still lacking. It is widely accepted that people's trust in government is closely related to the health of the economy. The role of government and engagement with different communities and industry is crucial, especially when it comes to downsizing, job loss, and or loss of business at a later stage. The support and measures of for employers and employees in order to master the challenge in this difficult time for everyone should be emphasized.
Alright, before we end our discussion today, here we can conclude that resuming more business activities while adhering to strict standard operating procedures, which is SOPs, and implementing the Order Continuous Movement Control, which is PKP, appears to be capable of balancing the importance of health with economics and business recovery. Relaxation provided by the government for the operation of economic activities, stimulus packages, and vaccination programs can help relieve and reduce the burden of business, accelerating the recovery of the job market in 2021. Finally, we would like to thank you all of you for your great cooperation throughout this interview section. Once again, we say thank you and have a great day. Bye.